The other way. 23 minutes. When we get down about halfway through, they'll take a break, a water break here for these two teams. And really no early mistakes or anything here, Eric. Just a lot of back and forth trying to figure each other out.
Still a feeling out process, but again, both of these teams structured so well, it's going to be difficult for either team to find much of an opening. When you get opportunities this morning, you're going to need to capitalize on them.
Into the feet of Borwick. Borwick looks for it, gets it back, and there's a foul called on Davenport. Assumption, and it'll be a free kick straight on, but it's pretty far out. But those are the ones you can drop in there. And Tess Borwick will kick it for the Cubs. Booms it straight up toward the keeper and off the left side of the goal. Man, if that comes down a little bit, that's in the upper left corner.
What we used to refer to as the upper 90. Yeah, Tessa gave that a real good ride. And if that catches maybe a little bit of a breeze that's starting to come across now, perhaps you're talking about an early goal. We're about a minute and a half, minute 45 away from looking to take that first half break so the girls get an opportunity to get some rest and most importantly get some hydration.
Yeah, there was, you say it's picked up here, but on the field, well, the flags are fluttering just a little more, but there was no breeze with that kick. Here's Weig. She takes it away. She's heading through, gets bumped off the ball. Now back the other way. Here comes Nevada. And drop it over to Gertis. Gertis tries to get it through the defender. Now Davenport will clear it out of there to try to make it safe. And a throw in on the far side here by Nevada. And their final third here, looking to get on the board. Battle for it. Borwick, Tess Borwick now sends it to the middle. Nevada, right straight up the middle. Defender on her, lobs up in there. Looked like she might have been trying to lob it to Weig, but a little bit too much pace on the ball.
On that near sideline for us, really liked what I saw out of Borwick there. She was matched up with Wesolowski and realized that she didn't need to get to the ball first. If she could just slow down her opposition, she'd eventually be able to have that settle down for her.
Oh, they tried to quick break the other way to get it into Jackson, but Nevada, the defender, the back line steps right up. Borwick sends it up ahead. Here's Nevada, 2-on-3. Now the fourth defender comes in and helps out. Trying to turn it, and outside to Katula. Katula looks across, sends it, but defender steps right in. Borwick over. Now up to Weig. Weig sends it outside, up the right sideline. Tried to work it back in, cuts it back in. Weig can't quite get there before the defender does, and they'll send it out, and that may be the time stoppage for the break here. And it will be. He's going to let substitutions come on, IMT Insurance substitutions, and then we'll see. I believe he may stop play for the hydration break, water break. Yes, he will. So he'll stop it right here for the water break. No score, 19-18 to play first half. You're watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Nothing feels quite as free as being out here.
Except this free soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
At Casey's, you can win all kinds of free stuff.
I love free.
Then you'll love this. Bought this jerky, won this free donut.
I love donuts.
And these chips can win me the big one.
What?
A free concert from country music superstar Lee Brice.
I love free Lee Brice.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town.
Free Lee!
No.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
We're at the Girls State Soccer Tournament coming out of the water break right now. No score here between Davenport, Assumption, and Nevada. And Nevada started to go on the tack a little bit there, Eric, right before the break. Got it on their end. And for Davenport Assumption, it's been more of the counter and kick it out and run onto it. And so far, Nevada has defended that pretty well when Assumption's tried that.
Oh, Nevada's played almost flawlessly in their own last quarter of the pitches. They have really buckled down. It's that we're fine with Assumption coming up the field and doing a little dribbling, making a couple of passes, but when it's most crucial, they've broken up everything.
Here comes Assumption now. They're in the dark uniforms, Nevada in the white on the screen. And now boot over toward the middle. They find Borwick at center mid there, who kind of runs the offense, if you will. Skaggs with it now. Up the right sideline, gets by one defender, but Davenport right there with the second defender. Into the middle. And nice pass there. Back to Jackson. Jackson slots it through. Onside. Right to the keeper. As Scadeller took it and had a one-on-one, but the keeper right there. And Addie Vorm makes a big stop, but she didn't have to move at all. It was right to her.
Perfect pass and play by Jackson, who knocked that down to herself. A lot of the Nevada fans and even a couple of players were expecting the flag to go up, but that was timed beautifully, just unable to get the goalkeeper to move.
Looking for the run out again, and the keeper comes out. Everybody's down, and Jackson with the goal. No flag up. It'll be a goal for Jackson and Davenport Assumption. That's the case where the keeper came out and got tied up and the ball just laying there for the easy put away. You see the replay here as it comes in. And the keeper came out, ran into her own player, and the defender, and Jackson is just there. In basketball, we call that the garbage bucket, and we can kind of maybe call that a garbage goal here. But right place, right time, and Assumption is up 1-0 here. And in the semifinal.
Gadeller will get the assist, but really she set that whole thing up. She realized that was going to be a tough play for the netminder to make. Also, a little bit of a miscommunication there. We've been talking about how good Nevada's been in their own 18, yet she found a sliver of an opening and said, if I hustle here, if I make them make a play, maybe a mistake will be made. And Jackson is the beneficiary.
And both the defender and the keeper went for the ball, too, and as you say, and they both got knocked down, so there was nobody left to clear out the ball or cover Jackson, as you said there. And there's going to be a foul there right outside the box on Davenport Assumption. So pretty good straight-in free kick for Nevada. Assumption puts the wall right there, right on the box. You see on the line there. Here's the kick. And just high. Got a little too much underneath it. And by Borwick.
been a great game so far in the sense that both teams have had some opportunities. Sometimes you'll find these games where early on it's one team just basically trying to keep their head above water, but this is a game where no score at this point would surprise me.
Jackson in there battling. Assumption keeps it alive. Now back over. Ruggles dumps it up ahead. And now Nevada back the other way. Trying to turn it around. They drop it back. And Nevada working it up. Lobbed it up there. Nice pass up ahead, but now Davenport again. And there they are. They like that dump pass back there and use their speed to run onto it. And especially if you get that defense pulled up a little bit. Here comes Katula. Katula takes it down toward the touchline. Now tried to bring it back in, and she'll draw the corner as she kicks it off of Nevada. Our first corner of the day for Davenport Assumption. Corners brought to you by KrugerSeed.com. Kruger Seeds, KrugerSeed.com is where you can find out more about corn and soybean seeds. So here's the kick, kind of on the ground, heading out. Still battle for it and cleared out by Nevada. As some nice clouds moving in and cooling us off a little bit here. That will go back to Davenport Assumption. So Assumption, a little energy zip there, Eric, after scoring that goal.
And again, like what I'm seeing out of Nevada, even after giving up the goal, they're not panicking. Loved what I saw a few moments ago from Skaggs using Waldera as an outlet. Sometimes you'll see athletes always wanting to push the ball forward, and there she was able to make a real nice drop pass and leave that for fullback to make an easier play.
Davenport trying to get control of it again. Battle for it. Skaggs kept alive there by Langen. I'll send it through. A good cutback by the defender. Up the other way.
Langen and Ruggles there kind of formed a wall that she just wasn't able to split. So sometimes you've got to rely on your teammates out there. You can't always try to do it solo.
And they'll turn it back. Dribbling through. She needed somebody to spread out a little bit. Give her a pass to that one, go back to the keeper. Hey, fans, Central College has a tuition price less than $20,000. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are available. Apply at central.edu. And turned around by Nelson, Bell Nelson. Sends it up through. We get a train coming through too. On cue. And battling for it, Skaggs, and then she draws the foul finally against Morgan Jennings. And he's going to give her a yellow, I think. Yep. Jennings draws the yellow. I think that was for a grab. There was a late grab there of the jersey when he called the yellow on her. So Jennings will have to go out for 5 minutes.
And those two were battling for a while. I think the call would have come a little bit earlier, but they were both kind of doing it. After some point, the official sees, okay, well, the Assumption player getting a little bit more of an advantage there.
Yeah.
And not only stops the play, but books her as well.
So we'll have a substitution for the yellow, and then we'll have a regular substitution too, brought to you, of course, by IMT Insurance. It's Hannah Thompson waiting over here for the free kick. Yeah, they were both, and nobody really had gained an advantage, as you said, but then it appeared the Nevada player got the ball, and that's when the tug of the jersey happened, and that's when the yellow came out, and we're underway here.
That was with 12:55 left to go here in the half, so she'll be able to come back on at 7:55 and the next available opportunity to make a legal substitution.
And that one goes out to Nevada. And another substitution for Nevada. That's Melanie Konsaroff coming back in. And a long throw in up the line. It's knocked out. And another substitution for Nevada. That is Gracie Schiller back in for the Nevada Cubs. Here trailing 1-0, 12 minutes to play first half. And battling Assumption, that's going to go out for a throw in for Nevada. I hear a lot of cheering like there might have been a goal scored on the other field.
Over on field six, Gilbert and Des Moines Christian, the 6 and the 7 seed, so the upset side of the bracket over there.
They will meet the winner of this one on Friday. Throw in for Nevada. Looking to turn it around. They do get it in there. Now kept alive. And Assumption pokes it back. Now Nevada trying to regain control. They get a drop. Jackson coming back to cover on that, disrupted that. And now here's Assumption trying to get it up again. There's a big looper up through the middle. Going 1-on-3. Finally, the defender comes in and knocks it away. Thompson. Hannah Thompson. There's Thompson again. Knocks it down.
Thompson's been solid as a rock back there.
Now a lot of numbers up for Assumption. They get through Jackson. Goal, but the flag is up over here, offside, so it will not count.
And that looked dangerously close as Jackson is trying to plead her case. I think she was a smidge offside, but that was in that area where I couldn't disagree with the official either way.
And, of course, she's right down there on the sideline looking down the line.
The advantage for Davenport Assumption, as you know, athletes, creatures of habit, if they are able to advance on Friday to that championship game, they'll have played all 3 of their games at the same time, starting out at 10 a.m., and all 3 of them here on Field 9. For the other side, Nevada, they're the higher seed whoever they would reach.
There's the run on Katula. Katula tried to go back to the middle. She'll get a corner out of it. But these, one thing about Davenport, you're down there 1-on-3, and they're not backing off. They're either attacking or looking to pass it back and get something to go here. So it will be a corner kick. They'll send it in short to Jackson. Jackson lobs it across, looking for the header, heads it down, headed again. But right there is Addie Vorm. Well, that was a kind of a double-header misdirection and almost worked out. Here's Assumption now. Well, they've kind of kept the pressure on Nevada the last few minutes here. And right into the middle again, Jackson off the post.
Saved by the iron, but again, this is Davenport Assumption's game. As you talked about those long passes, but when they can get it down there, it's almost like a dump and chase type of style. Yeah. That's just to set the table. The way they're going to try to finish you off are those through balls.
And everybody comes up in their lane. It's almost, again, like basketball where you say come down the court in your lanes. They're just doing the same thing here. Warren put her hands to her head because I think she was a little confused. I think she thought that Jackson was going to try to go back to her left, and she went to her right, and luckily it went off the post for Vorm, but right after that she put her hands to her head and said, oh my, here's Jackson again with it. Dumps it in, and the flag is up. It'll be offside. That was pretty obvious there. That official, we got a light pole right down there, and sometimes he gets hit behind it.
And that's a good job by the official realizing, okay, saw that the flag went up. However, it's actually to Nevada's advantage to allow the keeper to keep it in her hands so that she can drop kick it. Meanwhile, Vorm was kind of talking to her teammates and saying, hey, look, when I've got the ball, you guys have got to be moving around. I can't try to hit somebody stationary. It's going to be too easy to turn the ball over.
That will stay with Nevada. Coming in the final 7 minutes of the first half here, 1-0 Davenport Assumption, the top seed, trying to advance to the title game here against number 4 seeded Nevada. Another one where the crowd wanted a handball, but her arms were inside tight on that one, and it was a quick pass back.
That's a great point because the idea behind it is you don't want to get an advantage out of it, but if you pull it in and it would have hit your body.
Here's Weig up the middle. It's ricocheted off. That'll be a corner. Well, they aren't. I thought it maybe went off her own player there. I thought it took a little bit of a deflection, but they're going to give it a goal kick.
And from here, and I don't mean to disagree with you, I didn't see a deflection. It looked like to me that the ball just midair just kind of took a violent move upward.
It did. It moved, and that's why I thought it hit that player coming through there, but maybe it did. Maybe it hit one of those cottonwood seeds that have been flying around. They've been heavy this year. And comes back out. Now Nevada gets it up top. Going into Weig again. She's covered there. Gets a little help now from Borwick. Borwick up ahead to Skaggs. Skaggs will drop it back.
Skaggs turned counterclockwise there and just saw a sea of black looking for any sort of outlet and realized quickly she was outnumbered.
Now up the side, and it is everybody's back across the half line. For Assumption, that right into the keeper. There, Dawson Dorsey. And now 5 minutes remaining here. Nevada fans trying to get their team pumped up. Ball kept there by Skaggs. Skaggs up ahead to Weig. Weig. Oh, right through the legs to Borwick. Borwick takes a shot. It's a little wide, a little deep on that. Well, Skaggs has really moved up and gotten involved quite a bit more here for Nevada.
Yeah, Savannah Skaggs, a junior, playing that inside halfback role, and as you said, teed that one up beautifully to Borwick. Didn't pass it to where Borwick was, passed it to where she was going, and that's the most important thing, is if you've got that open real estate, you see some green grass not occupied, just feed that into where she's running onto. Good opportunity for Nevada.
IMT substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. That's Morgan Jennings coming in off that yellow card back into the match. And here's the throw in by Assumption as we go to 4 minutes to play in the first half. 1-0. Nevada like to get something going here right before the half and maybe tie it. Assumption again. Set up ahead. Jackson drops it back, turns around, heads up right through the slot. Jackson, one-on-one. It's going to come across there, though. Good shield by the defender there, Hannah Thompson. Did not give her any opening. But Jackson dumped it, then turned and immediately ran right up her lane looking for the pass back.
Jackson's a combination of speed and creativity. she opens up holes where it looks like there aren't any. All of a sudden, she's off to the races.
Trying to get it into the box there. Knocked down by Borwick. Sent out of there. Nevada trying to hustle quick to the ball. They'll drop it back now. Try to reset. Under 3 minutes to play, first half. Cubs trying to even it up here. They go up into the middle, looking for Weig. Now over. Back to Borwick. Borwick takes a left footer and it angles over right to Dawson Dorsey. As the UP comes through.
Well, we talked about this yesterday in the DCG game, how important it is for these athletes to be strong and be scoring threats with both feet. We've seen that out of Borwick a couple of times where she's going to rip it. Whichever side the ball's on, that's the foot she's going to take.
So we get a late call and a foul there against Davenport. I was kind of surprised because it looked like Nevada had control of it up there. We got a substitution, an IMT insurance substitution. But with 2:03, the clock stopped. It'll be an advantage for Nevada here. Hannah Thompson gets the free kick. She lobs it toward the outside. Now come back up. We tried to go outside, but stepping in there was Katula again. Katula sends a beautiful pass up ahead, but knocked away by the defender. Katula still battling for it in there with Kugler. Man, we've seen some precision passing here by Assumption. They got Jackson inside there. They set it in for her, and the flag is up over here. Offside.
Katula there a moment ago looked like she had the inside position on Erin Kugler, and the senior out of Nevada was able to use her size to an advantage. Was able to just slip right around Katula, and a nice job of playing aggressive. That's what it's going to take for one of these teams to move on to the championship game.
Big booming kick. So taken by Nevada. Under a minute to play. Well, they go a little bit by Weig. Weig's working to try to get it back, though, and turn it. Does. Sneaks it in through there. Borwick, left footer. That one did ricochet off, but it'll get to the keeper. And not a bad shot in the final seconds here of the half. Trying to maybe get something in there. Maybe the keeper mishandles it or ricochets off and you get another shot at it.
I would say both teams right now, if they're going to criticize themselves on the attack, is that they haven't made the goalkeepers move side to side nearly enough.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of shots right into the breadbasket of those keepers. You're right. Throw in with 10 seconds to play, and they'll kick it out, and that's going to end the half as the clock will wind down here. Good half. The only goal came 17:49 to play with Jade Jackson. We'll take a break. You're watching the semifinals of the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized teaching.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face. SWIC feels like a community, like family, like home.
SWIC is a place for you.
You are my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices.
That guides me home. I got it. You're my
Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
Welcome to halftime of the Girls State Soccer Tournament. I'm Lisa Brinkmeyer with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and we hope you've enjoyed the first half of action-packed soccer. 2021 marks the 23rd year of girls state soccer in Iowa. And even though we missed last year due to the pandemic, we are so thankful to be back on the field. And we're grateful for the support we've had to get us there. None other is more important than Iowa Farm Bureau, our proud title sponsor. With me is Craig Hill, president of Iowa Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining me, Craig.
Well, thank you, Lisa. And well, Lisa, you know, the Iowa Farm Bureau is the proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and we're just thrilled to be part of this great state soccer tournament. It's an opportunity for us to partner with you. We've been a partner for many, many years, but it's also a time to recognize these young ladies. You know, they've persevered through a difficult year. It's been a challenging year with the pandemic, with COVID, and, you know, showing grit, perseverance, and that farm strong spirit, you know, they've prevailed and they've made it to this tournament, and we're so proud of them.
We'd like to share a little bit with our viewers about Iowa Farm Bureau. Can you tell us why it's important to you to partner with the Girls Athletic Union?
Oh, well, the Iowa Farm Bureau is a farm organization, and we know our farmers protect natural resources and they grow great crops in Iowa, but our best crop, our best resource in Iowa is our kids, it's our children. And so we want to support Iowa's youth in every possible way. We do that through scholarship, about $250,000 of scholarships each and every year. We do that with a partnership with you on concussion insurance. And so the unlikely event there was a concussion, we want to provide insurance protection for the family so they bear no cost, either the family or the school. We also provide about $450,000 over the last 8 years in classroom supplies for teachers and teacher supplement grants, including Character Counts, a program that's very popular, as well as 4-H and FFA. We want to support Iowa's youth in every possible way.
Student athletes at this year's state tournament are going home with some pretty neat souvenirs. Can you tell us a little bit about those, Craig?
Well, the Signature Ball program is very popular. It's a keepsake that each student athlete can take home, a signature ball. It's a soccer ball that their teachers, their coaches, their parents can all sign, and it's a reminder of what they can do if they set their mind to it and work hard. We also have the souvenir bag tags this year, which as they travel going forward, whether it's domestic or international, they'll have a reminder as well on their bag as they travel around the world.
That's right. They'll take their bag tag with them as they spread their wings.
As they spread their wings.
Share all they've learned on and off the field.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Craig Hill. We appreciate the sponsorship, the partnership we have with Iowa Farm Bureau, and for what you've done for the Girls Athletic Union and the Iowa Girl. Our partnership means the world to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within.
The Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. It's Davenport Assumption up 1-0 at the half. The one goal came with 17:49 to play in the half. Jade Jackson, and we will have a replay here. She got the cleanup goal. As you'll see, it came in. Keeper comes out, runs into the offensive player, her own player, and then Jackson right there to slot it home as everybody fell down. And Eric Zamora, the only goal. Nevada had some promising attacks. We saw kind of the fast break action that we see out of Davenport Assumption. They had a few too. They had offside there. I think I had at least 4 of them for them. So they still keep that pressure on you that's the trouble. When you push up, then they can quickly turn it back the other way. And even when they gain control in the midfield, they can slot it up quickly, find an angle, and get in there and attack on you.
Yeah, I've had no issue at all with where Nevada's been playing positionally, quite honestly. I think it's been one of their stronger points defensively because it's kept players like Jackson in an offside position more often than she'd like. The difficulty is when you've got both Jackson and Scadeller plus players that seemingly from quite a distance can make a pass and put it right where they want to. Again, you can go out there and play perfect defense, but when you've got creative players that have their speed, their athleticism, and are able to, on the fly, make plays the way they do, even if you defend perfectly, it's that old cliche of you're not going to be able to, the best you can do is try to contain them.
Yeah,
but
you can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them.
Yeah.
Well, Nevada and Davenport Assumption here looking to advance to the championship matchup. Will be Friday here at 10 a.m. right here on Field 9. And the other game going on is Gilbert and Des Moines Christian. And I cannot see the tree blocking the scoreboard there. Randy will take a look. So Des Moines Christian up 1-0 in that game. And that will set up the matchup. We'll have the 2A and 3A semifinals coming up here also today. On a warm day, but the clouds have been rolling through now and then, giving us a little bit of a reprieve from that sun. And, of course, again, we mentioned it many times, we have a soccer season, and it's not like last year where we didn't. So it's nice to be out here and be able to call the games for you and have these girls. And I don't know which is where I know which is worse. It was those seniors that lost their season last year, but you had a lot of teams that had the young players looking forward to coming back and getting their first, try at it. They get another season to go, but those seniors last year out of 2020 that didn't get to come out here and play, those are the ones that had the hardest go of that. So we're ready to go. Nevada in the white on the left of your screen, and Assumption in the dark uniforms is Nevada's keeper, Addie Vorm, getting her gloves on back there. On the other side, Dawson Dorsey. the junior, getting set, and we're underway. Nevada will head toward the north side of the field. Really not enough breeze to make any difference as far as that goes as we get started here with the second half. Dunson has it as goes out. She's Lexi Moore all over her. Into Dunson. Moore sneaks the foot in there, taps it away, and now Assumption back up through the middle. They turn it in quick to Jackson. Jackson gets by the defender. Jackson, it's a foot race. Now she leaves it back over the right side and wide. Wow, that was a quick turn of events.
And that's the issue with the Knights offense, is that they can almost lull you to sleep at times, or in this situation, the first minute of the restart, they've been able to create scoring opportunities almost out of nowhere, where sometimes you see a play developing a good 30, 45 seconds
Here's Jackson
ahead.
again on the attack. Cuts it in, and that'll go. Are they going to call that a corner or a goal kick? They're going to call it a goal kick.
Looked like a bang-bang play, and I wouldn't have been surprised either way. Who they determined that to be last off.
I might have been a corner, but
I did
but
as well.
Right.
But again, that's why we're up here.
And the referee took a long look at the AR, and of course he's way over there. And but it'll end up being a goal kick. Here's Jackson with it now. Slots it inside to Nelson. Nelson back into Jackson. Somehow gets between the defenders. Tried to drop it back, and then it's cleared out. Not cleared out, I guess, but now it is. As Davenport Assumption coming out on the attack early here, trying to get a little insurance goal to pad it up, that 1-0 lead, knowing that Nevada can score.
A nice job there by Weig to get that first little quick touch in there, and credit Assumption is they've really done a good job of shadowing Weig, making sure she hasn't been able to do much.
There's a handball. Well, look at play advantage, I guess, on that, as it stayed with Assumption. In the middle of Jackson, she tried to go a quick one-time back, and that'll go out. Got it to Thompson, or excuse me, to Scadeller.
We talked about this a little yesterday, but good to see Nevada in the white jerseys. They had those black jerseys yesterday with purple numerals. A little bit easier to see the contrast numbers today, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the Davenport Assumption, the red is sometimes a little hard, but anyway. Here's up ahead. Back. Jackson. Lobbed it up. Knocked down. Trying to turn it, and it's off the defender. Will that go out? Nope. Nevada will keep it in. And that'll be a throw.
That's a tough play to make right on the touch line there, able to send it out of bounds and surrender a throw-in instead of a corner.
But keeping the pressure on, and there's a foul on Davenport.
And despite the fact that, yes, Nevada did have the ball, it was kind of a hastily played ball up the field. Official doing the right thing there and blowing that foul as an infraction because it allows the Cubs an opportunity to kind of set things up.
Back the other way over the top. Jackson tried to get to it, and it just rolls wide of the pipe. And, man, Eddie Vorm, again, putting her hands on her head, thinking, man, I came out. And that was one where Jackson just tried to get it on the leg and anywhere toward the goal, and just not quite enough.
Vorm trying to explain to her teammates that she needs a little bit more communication there in the back.
Again on the attack, and that one's going to stay over wide. Nevada trying to run it down. As Assumption coming out, putting the pressure on here. The start of the second half. First 5 minutes in have been all down in front of the Nevada goal. They turn it back around. Bolt sends it over. Back in, middle. Up, trying to get through to Jackson. They do. Touch and goal. Beautiful pass, beautiful finish.
And there's nothing that the netminder can do there. Once that pass got through, which was difficult, there was a sliver of an opening, and it wasn't just that it had to be a precise pass, but it had to be timed right as well.
Right to the feet, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then Jackson needed 2 touches, one with the right to pull it over to her left, and the left foot to deposit it into the back of the net.
Let's see the replay on that. As you see, comes right in, drops right in there. She gets one touch to settle it, and boom, into the right corner. And Jay Jackson has her second goal of the day, and that'd be 26 on the season, if I'm correct. And I had to look and add, she had one yesterday. Now back at it is Assumption. Right back down. Maybe you can verify that for me. As
it's going to be 29 for her on the year.
29?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's what I wondered because I didn't think the total here is exactly correct. Now here's Nevada. Trying again to work it back the other way. It goes out. You're right. She had 26 coming in, so that would be 29. Throw in for Nevada. They're now with a 2-0 deficit, trying to get something going here. Dunson. And it'll stay with Nevada.
Kaylee Dunson running out of real estate there, had one play left, and that was just before this goes out of bound. Let me see if I can't knock it off of my opponent. Gets a throw-in out of it.
All right, into Weig. Weig, they've been able to contain her pretty well today. And they sent it out for another throw-in. Get it in, and there's a foul right there, right outside the box, so a chance for Nevada.
Cubs fans a little bit prematurely there looking for a call. The official was trying to see how that play developed.
Yeah, he wanted to see if that ball gets in and they get a shot
right
on goal. But now here's a good set piece, Eric, for Nevada to try to chop that lead in half.
And what's interesting is this is about the time of the game yesterday that Nevada was able to get their first goal. It didn't end up counting, but they got one a minute later.
Here's the lob over the top. Oh, to Weig on the far side. She can't get it down. Now Assumption trying to send it out quickly. And they'll drop it back.
And Weig, they're trying to hit that with the outside of her right foot instead of the inside of her left.
Now this one skips back. They send it ahead. Jackson on the run. Keeper coming out, and she'll send it away. And now there's a push called on Jackson down there. Foul on Assumption.
Jackson is pleading her case. The key here is there was no intent called on it. They're simply saying if you make that cut, you are allowed to. But if your feet get tangled up, as they certainly did there, and that caused Hannah Thompson to tip over, then that's why they whistled infraction.
So back the other way. Jackson a little pump there again. And now taken back by Bolt. Nevada up to Weig. Weig tried to get it through, but Bolt steps back, takes it away. And it go out to Nevada. 9 minutes in to the second half. Assumption has scored their second goal. Nevada still trying to get on the board here. And here's where that technical game comes into play too. And we'll wait and see what the shot happens there right into the keeper. But you may not be trying to stall the game, but you're passing it around so much that it is taking up time, and then you're also wearing out the defenders, and you're moving it up to get in scoring position again.
And you're going to be wearing them out regardless of the conditions, but obviously with as warm as it is right now, that's magnified.
Coming up wide. Looked like she got a little arm in there, but keep in play. Nevada. And Assumption just pressing up a little more here, too, now with the lead. And that is the thing. Once you get a 2-goal lead, you can pressure a little more, not worry so much about. And they're going to play advantage here. And then now the second one will be the foul. And Lexi Moore did not like that. She thought there was a little flop involved.
Well, at least for her case, she got 2 for the price of 1. Almost stopped there to kind of apologize for the first one, but stayed through it, and credit the Nevada Cubs as they didn't give up on the play, just kept it moving up the field.
Here's the kick. This one is heading wide of the goal. That was coming in a little foot to the left, and that is going to have to be a play by the keeper. Here's an IMT insurance substitution for Nevada. And we explain again what happens. There may be a foul, but the official, if the team that was fouled, will let them keep playing on, because you can foul somebody to try to stop them, but if they still have a chance to go, well, there they got the foul. They still had the ball, but then the second foul, there was no chance to advance it, so they go ahead and blow the whistle.
Good positional awareness by the goalkeeper, Dawson Dorsey, and if you're a Nevada fan, one of the issues that you have is we haven't had to call Dorsey's name nearly enough in the broadcast for the Cubs' liking.
No. And especially to start the second half, it's been all down on the other end for Assumption. They try to get it in there to Arnaud, and battling for it. Nevada comes up. Strotman sends it over as they try to set up an attack here, trying to get on the board. Looking to go in the middle to Borwick. Back up. Now into Borwick, to her feet. She takes a shot. I would like to see her maybe wait for that player on the right running on and then set it over there for her.
And Tessa Borwick has certainly taken the most shots and shots on goal in this game. But as you pointed out, Assumption's kept her at quite a distance for most of them.
This one trying to get by the defender, and she'll clear it out, and then they'll offside called. Okay, had to look over there to see what it was. It was offside.
And with 27 minutes and change left in this game, certainly a lot of time, certainly too early for Nevada to be changing things up and trying to move players further up the field positionally. But we'll keep an eye on that if this 2-goal deficit remains, because at some point they'll have to try to change things up.
And now back the other way. Weig is not in there getting a rest right now. Up top. As Nevada tries to get control. Assumption. Right there. Win it again. Moore. Now Borwick takes it away. Goes up the other way, but they aren't getting it where somebody can run onto it. Lexi Moore turns it around. That'll go out to Assumption.
Nice hustle play there by Arnaud moments ago. You can tell that she's not ready to pack it in.
Up ahead, looking for Jackson there. Just a little too long on that one. Dawson Dorsey comes out. She moves it up the right side. Belle Nelson runs it down. Looking for Arnaud there. Arnaud takes it and sent it across. Not a real great pass as it went right over to the defender.
Was expecting Maddie Gibson to zig when she zagged.
Yep. Now Arnaud trying to work in and get it back. And Borwick steps in. Tried to get it to Arnaud, but great defending again by Assumption. And they quickly go back up the other way. Into the box. And almost coming in, Jackson. Almost got the foot on that for the hat trick.
Katula set that up across the goal mouth, and then Jackson tried to strike that out of midair and didn't miss it by much. Timing was just a hair off.
Another substitutions now, your IMT Insurance substitutions, brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. In there is Belle Langen for Assumption. As Assumption goes on the attack again. Now take it away, Borwick. Borwick looking up the field, looking for somewhere to send it out. Now does. Now on the run, Belle Nelson. Belle Nelson up the right side. Defender coming in. And that'll be a corner. So a good play by Belle Nelson. Worked it into a corner there. The first corner here of the second half for Nevada. Brought to you by Kruger Seeds. If you're looking for soybean or corn seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com.
A little bit too much of that last touch by Nelson, but she made up for it by hustling back and deflecting that off of her opposition.
Borwick will take the corner. Sends it across, headed. Still there, Arnaud trying to get it slapped out by the keeper, Dorsey. Nevada runs it down. Now taken away, knocked away by the defender again. Cut back by Langen. And now up ahead, Jackson on the run again. Jackson! Goal! Sent it to the right foot and into the left corner. There's the hat trick for Jackson.
And that whole play was set up by patience. As soon as that came out, it was slowed down by Aubrey Langen. She knew she had speed on her time and was just looking to find an opportunity to feed it up.
Replay here. As you see, they come up. Jackson gets it, had a left foot touch over to the right foot, and then sent it across into the left corner of the net. Her third goal here in the match. And goal number 30 on the season now. She had one in the quarterfinal. And she had an assist on a goal in the quarterfinal, the last goal too. There's a long strike, just a little high there. Borwick does have the leg, but that one a little high.
She's shown that she can score from distance. Unfortunately for her and Nevada, they really haven't given her much of an opportunity to shoot from inside the 18.
And early on, they were getting a lot of players into the box and making a scramble there, but they haven't done. As you're right, it's been a lot of long shots here lately, and some of that is just frustration, I think, in trying to break something open.
And a lot of that's just been the very little room that the Knights have given them.
And the quick defense. Up the left side now. Here comes Davenport. Breakaway again. And the shot by Belle Langen is off. Or stopped, rather, right into the keeper. Maddie Vorm. Now again, Davenport Assumption.
Good hustle to keep that in play.
As they're approaching the halfway point of the second half, which will mean another water break coming up here in about 2 minutes. As Assumption again sends it up. Belle Langen Now, back over the other way. Nevada. There's Assumption. And official says play on and then calls the foul. There's the case where there was the foul, but the ball went right to the teammate, so official does have to wait to see what happens with it. Sounds like we had another goal over in the other field, too. So lobbed in toward the middle, cleared out. Now, Nevada's been playing most of the second half so far in front of their own goal. Now here's a run out to Arnott. Arnott now drops it back, sends it over. Excuse me, that was Kunsara. And that rattles in! Goal! From deep! Well, Borwick finally got one.
And that is absolutely what Nevada needed. Couldn't have come at a more perfect time because we're seconds away from looking at going into that break. And I can tell you, as they're trying to rest up here and find their legs underneath them, that 2-goal deficit's going to look a heck of a lot better than had they been going into this break 3-0.
Let's see the replay before we go to the break here. And kind of turns it there and just rocket fire, and it rattles off and down and into the goal off the crossbar. And Nevada is on the board. 3-1 here. Halfway through the second half, we'll have a water break. We'll take that. You're watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you.
Here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Well, Nevada, right before the water break, got a booming long goal by Borwick. And, Eric, that's just what they needed. As you said, they get that. They get a little shot of adrenaline. They get a water break. Now we'll see if they could put the fast break press on. And for Davenport Assumption, nothing to panic about here if they just keep playing good defense and moving it around, but it does give some hope here for Nevada.
Well, and what it reminds me of is drawing back to the game that we called yesterday. Yeah. Lewis Central found themselves down 4-0 at the half to DCG, mounted a comeback, cut it to 4-3, and with a little over a minute to go, Dowdy nearly got that game equalized. So right now, if you're the Nevada squad, you're saying, hey, 20 minutes and 12 seconds, 2 goals, this is more than doable.
Yep. And we either keep it going and advance and our season continues or the season is over. So here's Assumption kicking off after the goal. And again, some cloud cover coming over, which makes it feel a lot better. And we'll see how the defense picks up here now for Nevada. But trouble is, it's hard. There it is, right there, coming through as Lindsey Gertis takes it away. Nevada right up through. Turn now, chip it outside. Wythe is back in there. And And that'll stay with Nevada.
And if I can be a little critical here, I thought that instead of trying to play it all the way up when there was one player, Cubs had a player kind of streaking to the right, and maybe it would have allowed time for the teammates to come in and help.
Weig back in there. She had a pretty good break rest here for a while. She was out. And, in the middle, they were looking for the header for Dunson. Now back. Weig gets by the defender, knocked away into the other defender, and then cleared out of there as there's that scramble in front of the goal we talked about that Nevada had early but hadn't seen in a while.
And Katie Bolt has been rock solid all game long, and she showed it there as she was able to get that out of harm's way.
So here's Nevada trying to build it up again on the attack. Just scored and would like to cut it down again. And drops it off. Fritz back over. Hugo. Now here comes Skaggs. Skaggs right into the defender. Cut back and now across. Weig knocks it down. Weig leaves it in the middle. Borwick, she can't get any foot on it. Now she tries to, I think she was trying to set it up there. Keeper out, missed it. Weig is there, but she's got defenders all around her, so no chance to get it a shot. Borwick trying to run it down now. So that time, defenders helping the keeper.
We nearly saw a repeat of what happened on Assumption's first goal, but the other way.
Yeah, if she comes out and knocks down everybody, then as the keeper came out and knocked the attacking player down and her own defender, and that's how Assumption was able to get a goal on that one. Here's Nevada's throw in. Trying to mount the comeback here. Trailing 3-0. They got one on the board. And here's another substitution. IMT Insurance substitution. In comes Belle Nelson, the freshman. Certainly look down these rosters as that go. No, it didn't go out. Kept alive by Assumption. Say, as Nevada turns it, you look down these rosters, plenty of underclassmen playing here too, so I don't think the perennial state tournament appearances by these two teams are going to end anytime soon. Right now, Nevada would just like to keep the season going by getting another goal. They lob it up there for Jackson, but the keeper right there, Addie Vorm.
And it's a great point. Unlike some of the other sports that we see at the high school level, I don't think that being an underclassman hurts you as much in soccer. And because of that, you see some of these dynasties where it seems like every year they're just reloading new talent and replacing the outgoing seniors.
Yeah, and I think so much with the club play in that, and it's more of a skill thing than it is a physical sometimes with passing and that.
But you're right, playing outside of the high school level, a lot of these freshmen and sophomores come in as very mature and complete players already.
Jackson sneaks it through, but it's offside. The flag goes up immediately on the far side, and it looked like it from here, but it'll be offside against Davenport. That's the sixth offside of the day here for them. But they've also, that speed has helped them and led to 3 goals today too. Brought it up in the middle, still free ball out there, and won by Gibson. Defender now comes over and sends it out. And Nevada in business with 15 minutes to go here, down in the final third. Trying to get another one on the board. Set it in, now back out. Over. And can she turn on that? Everybody falls down, trying to get a shot off. And now we got a player still down in the box. I think that's Dunson, and they'll stop play. Dunson went down. And a lot of bodies went down on that.
Well, the
sequence.
Both sides knowing that their season's on the line, doing everything they can to try to advance and get that last game back here on Friday. And bad news for Dunson. Hopefully it's more of a shakeup than anything and can come back in.
While they're tending to her, let's take a break. We'll do that. You're watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year, and remember the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you.
Here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, the injured Nevada player being helped off here. I believe it's Kayla Dunson who was big pile up in front of the goal there. And stopped momentarily, 14:27 to play. 3-1, Nevada trying to chip away at this lead. They got a goal right just about halfway through this second half to cut it to 3-1.
Yeah, in fact, it was the stoppage that ended up bringing about the water break. And I can tell you that a 3-1 score is a completely different story with them getting the most recent goal and the momentum. Had this been a game that was kind of back and forth, or particularly if Nevada had got the first goal of the game and the Knights had scored the last three, right now the Cubs would not be feeling as confident as they do now, because it's one of those situations where you feel like all we need is one to get the tide rolling, and that's exactly what Tessa Borwick was able to provide, which, by the way, tied her for a team lead along with Weig for the team leading goals on the season.
So it'll be a drop after the stoppage, and the keeper will pick it up and boot it out. And Jackson with 3 goals. There she is right there, looking to turn and catches the keeper, going to her right. Sends it into the goal for goal number 4 for Jackson. Wow. How do you stop that?
You can't. And quite honestly, you typically see that more often in hockey than soccer, but you're right. If you get the goalkeeper moving one way and can cut against the grain, boy, there's nothing netminder can do.
Let's see that here again. Got it into Jackson. Comes in, had the keeper going to her right, and is able to hit it right back over to the right corner. And that's the 4th goal of the day for Jackson. So it'll be 31 now on the season for her. And here comes Assumption again. Again, looking up for Jackson, this time a little too deep. So a big change after that timeout for the injury is Nevada right down there front of the goal, looking maybe to cut it down to 1, and then they come back out, and Assumption steps on the gas again, and now they're back up by 3 goals. This one cleared away. Ellie Rofstead was heading in. Rofstead Tries to send it through the middle. Here's Borwick. She's got the only goal of the day for Nevada. She goes flying. It was a ball-to-ball contact, so nothing there. This one is lobbed out for a goal kick.
Great challenge there, and you're right. Sometimes an official will see the results of the play and want to make a call, but signaling there that was just good defense. And, boy, a big turn of event at the stoppage that we had at the midway point of the half, and then another one right after the restart as they were tending to Kayla Dunson.
Goal kick booted out of there, now booted back the other way. It's Nevada trying to get it up the field. Wide there, gets the left foot on it, but has it taken right back away by Ruggles. Wide battling, trying to get the ball back. Nevada needs to get some scoring here. Borwick sends it outside, and that'll go out to Nevada.
It just seems like all morning, anytime Nevada's been able to string together a couple of passes, bam, there's an Assumption player right in the kitchen.
Yep. Comes right back, steps up, and makes a play.
The throw-in just deflected out of bounds by Davenport, so kind of slowly eking their way down the field.
You get another one there. The only problem is the clock's still running now. Is it the margin getting tighter for Nevada? Back to a 3-goal deficit. Looking for Arnott or Kunzereth in there. And that one will go foul, or is that a throw in? Throw in to Assumption. Trying to find a hole there. Skaggs. And right stepping in again, Davenport, and on the break the other way. Up through the middle. And you see Jackson isn't the only one with speed on this Assumption team.
Nice job there by Strotman to hold the line.
When there's a collision with the official, and Amy Waslowski goes down. That's one thing you hate as an official. You want to be where you can see the play, but you don't want to be involved in the play, but sometimes things are so bang bang that it's just hard to get out of the way. So it'll be a drop ball.
Not quite sure if that was a pump fake or just Skaggs deciding, but either way, it was a good decision.
Yeah.
Seeing that it got the opponent to move, that really opened up things to her left.
Back through the middle there. As Assumption. Nevada gets it. And that'll go back to Nevada.
And you can just see on the face of some of the Nevada players, I mean, both teams are tired, but being up right now by 3 versus down 3 can really change your morale, and you can find that extra tank there at the end.
Yeah, there was such a shot of adrenaline when they hit that goal, and then now that's all kind of changed after that goes back up to a 3 as you said, 3-goal lead. Borwick battling there. Arm to arm with Lexi Moore. Assumption comes away with it. And they're just keeping on the attack because the more they keep it on this end, the more they can run the clock down. And looking to advance. Des Moines Christian was leading in the other semifinal on the other field over there. Barring a big comeback, they will face Assumption. Nevada, and Assumption knocks it down. Back through, but Davenport now. Nevada. And we're going to call a foul on Davenport Assumption here, so it'll be a free kick for Nevada.
So the two players collide there, and that was deemed legitimate. However, it's actually something you don't see called very often, but with a player down, the idea is, hey, we don't want you playing it while you're on the ground. You're going to get yourself hurt. So
yeah,
that's why
you're
they
in a dangerous
that play
position.
dead.
Yeah,
exactly. So the Davenport fans can't agree with the call, but I can tell you, official got that one right.
Here's knocked away. It'll be a corner for Nevada. And a substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. And the corners are brought to you by Kruger Seed. If you're looking for corner soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call or learn more at krugerseed.com. Borwick to trigger as it's swinging in and over the top. This time a little bit too much in swing on it.
And going back a couple of minutes, there was another situation where the center referee, Jeffrey Blanchard, signaling that the reason that he sees a foul lets them go on. And through a day and a half so far of this tournament, the officiating on all the games I've seen has been spectacular.
Very good, yeah.
As this one rolls out of bound, we'll... in addition to Blanchard, give credit where credit's due. On the far side, the linesman Royce Van Rokel, Robert Kerwood the second here on the near side, and Joe Sample, the fourth official, kind of overseeing substitutions.
Back to the middle, Borwick. She had the only goal with a rocket shot. Now trying to work it open into a lane. And that one will go out to Nevada as we approach 5 minutes to play. Assumption has won 8 titles between 2003 and 2015. Unless something dramatically changes, they'll have a chance to go for number 9 here after this game. But Nevada not giving up yet. No battling. Back in, trying to switch it over. And taken away. Is Lindsey Gertis trying to work it for Nevada. Now up to Rofstead. And they'll clear it out.
And playing my role of a combination of Nostradamus and Captain Obvious, yesterday we talked about how I said I didn't think that game was going to end up 4-1 with DCG on top. Here, I have a feeling I can probably guess who your Casey's player of the game is going to be when all's said and done.
Oh, can you? Battle in the midfield here. Wide. Up through. Back through for Assumption. Well, these, having never played in state tournament or championship game or anything like that, these are got to be the tough minutes for Nevada right now. But when you look back on it, you know, the seniors and the members of this team, it's like, hey, we got there. We won our first match. We're in the semifinals playing for a chance to play for a title. So, you know, any season where you end up that way, that's a good one. There's a foul on Nevada.
Each division sends 8 to the state tournament, and unfortunately only one of them can finish the season with a victory. But where I think the Knights have really flexed their muscle today has just been the depth. I know that obviously Jackson is going to be talked about heavily, but there were so many players, and quite honestly, not to take anything away from Jade, but those first 2 goals were good goals set up by great passes.
Well, all of them pretty well. I mean, I think it was the last one where one of them in there, she kind of did it more on her own. But, yeah, the other 3 were pretty well, you know, they got it to her in a good spot, and then she finished it. But, yeah, a lot of good passing as we go under 2 minutes. And I think it's safe to say Jade Jackson will be our player of the game, player of the match.
I'd concur with that.
4 goals, all 4. And the official says,
great ball.
Outside. And that snuck in off the hands of the keeper.
And that was set up by a pass that you don't see too often. But with a defender in the line of sight, all she did was just hook it around the player. And again, you don't have to pass it to your teammate. You just pass it to open space that was occupied. Great cross, and the cross ends up being the finisher.
Claire Smith with the goal. Let's see it here. You're right. You said great pass, and it went into the corner. And she sends it over and off the hands of the keeper into the goal. And it's 5-1 for, as we see a INT Insurance substitution now for Nevada. Chloe Henry in.
And how about this? Claire Smith with her first goal of the season, and it comes as the icing on the cake for Davenport Assumption moving on to the championship game.
And they play on here as we hit the 1 minute mark remaining. It's Assumption. We'll move into the title matchup. Des Moines Christian was leading. And get a yellow card called here on Savannah Skaggs. With 49 seconds to go.
Not a necessarily egregious attack there, but the official just kind of realizing it was a little bit late was the challenge.
Yep. And late in the match, you don't want that to happen. So set to go here. Deep kick toward the box, knocked down. And that will be sent out. And a goal kick for Nevada.
Good run there by Ralstad, chipping into a scoring opportunity, though most of her great work this morning has been playing a shutdown defense that this Knight squad, I mean, they have been stifling all morning, and a high-scoring Nevada squad has really been left a few and far between good looks.
So Davenport looking to get win number 16, and more importantly, vaults them into the championship matchup as 0 shown on the clock, and that'll do it.
Davenport Assumption 5, Nevada 1. Goals today, 4 goals today from Jade Jackson. 1 goal from Claire Smith for Davenport Assumption. Nevada's goal was scored by Contessa Borwick.
And Assumption moves on. They'll play Friday. We'll have the trophy presentation here coming up in just a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to please direct your attention to the center of the field for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, every player will receive a commemorative soccer ball and bag tags provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the Girls Union is Assistant Director and Soccer Administrator Lisa Brinkmeyer. Congratulations to Head Coach Randy Davis and the Nevada Cubs for an outstanding 2021 soccer season.
So there you have it, the final
And Knight
5-1.
is back in the Class 1A championship game. You'll face either Gilbert or Des Moines Christian Friday right here on this field at 10 a.m. Congratulations.
And 5-1 Assumption, they advance to the title game, and and we talked about Jackson's 4 goals, but just a good team effort, Eric, as you said, overall.
Yeah, it started from the back end. They really made things difficult for Nevada to show that creativity that's been on display through them for the entire postseason run. They had good goaltending, but quite honestly, for the majority of the game, they didn't really need to, because they kept the shots to not only a minimum, but the ones that weren't real high-quality looks. And then I feel like, obviously, Jackson up top, but also Sam Scadeller was there as well, was able to be the Johnny-on-the-spot player to feed that first one over. That got the ball rolling, and the Knights cruised from there.
All right, that's going to wrap up this semifinal here in 1A. 2A will be coming up in just a little bit. Thanks to Devin and Randy on the crew, and again to Eric. I'm Dar Danielson. That wraps it up with the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.